You won't believe what just went down. LA Knight, the People's Champion, the man who clawed his way to the top against every odd WWE threw at him, just walked out of the arena after Royal Rumble 2026. And before you say this is just another work, just another storyline, let me tell you something, this is different. This is real. The locker room is in chaos, Triple H is scrambling, and that masked figure who cost Knight everything? We finally know who's behind the mask, and it's going to make your blood boil. But here's what's really going to tick you off, WWE saw this coming. They knew Knight was reaching his breaking point, and they did it anyway. They pushed and pushed until the man who saved SmackDown, who consistently delivered the highest rated segments week after week, finally said yeah to walking out the door. Let's rewind to Sunday night. Royal Rumble 2026. The Alamodome is packed with over 50,000 fans, and LA Knight enters at number 18. The pop? Absolutely deafening. This wasn't just any wrestler entering the Rumble, this was the guy. The crowd was ready to witness history, ready to see Knight punch his ticket to WrestleMania 42 in a moment that felt inevitable. For 23 minutes, Knight was an absolute machine. He eliminated 6 superstars, 6 including former world champions. He was cutting through the competition like a hot knife through butter, and you could feel it building. The WrestleMania moment was right there. Kevin Owens, tossed. Austin Theory, gone. Even Gunther, who Knight has been feuding with 4 months, was struggling to keep up with the momentum. Then we got down to the final 4, LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, and Centimeter Punk. The dream scenario for any wrestling fan. But here's where everything went sideways in the worst possible way. At exactly 11:47 p.m. East, the lights went out. Total darkness. And when they came back up, there he was, the masked figure who's been terrorizing Knight for the past 6 weeks. Standing on the apron. Dressed in all black, face completely covered by that disturbing white mask with the cracked smile painted on it. Quick question for you guys, who did you think was under that mask before tonight? Drop your guesses in the comments, I want to see if anyone actually called it. Knight, being Knight, immediately went after him. But here's the thing, it was a distraction. While Knight was focused on this masked coward, Drew McIntyre came from behind and eliminated him. Just like that. 23 minutes of dominance, erased in 5 seconds because of outside interference. But it gets worse. So much worse. The masked man didn't just disappear. He slid into the ring after Knight was eliminated and attacked him with a steel chair. Not just one shot, 17 chair shots to the back, the legs, the arms. Security tried to intervene, but this guy fought them off like a man possessed. By the time officials finally restrained him, Knight was barely conscious, and the crowd was raining down boos so loud you couldn't hear the commentary. Here's where the real story begins, the story WWE is desperately trying to keep quiet. Backstage sources, and I'm talking multiple people who were in the gorilla position that night, confirmed that Knight immediately went to Triple H's office after being helped to the back. The conversation? Let's just say it wasn't pretty. Knight reportedly demanded answers. Who is this masked man? Why has he been allowed to interfere in multiple matches now? And when is WWE going to actually protect its talent? Triple H, according to these same sources, couldn't give him a straight answer. Or wouldn't. And that's when Knight allegedly said the words that are now echoing through every wrestling news site. Then I'm done. I'm out. He walked out of that office, grabbed his bags from his locker room, and left the Alamodome. No media obligations, no meetings, no nothing, just gone. Now, WWE's official statement came out Monday afternoon, and it's the most corporate, meaningless word salad you've ever seen. WWE and LA Knight are working through some creative differences. We're confident we'll reach a resolution that benefits both parties. Creative differences? Creative differences. The man got assaulted on live television by someone WWE clearly sanctioned to be there, and they want to call it creative differences? Let me tell you what really happened here, and this is going to make you angry. For the past 6 months, LA Knight has been the most over wrestler on the entire roster. His merchandise sales are second only to Cody Rhodes. His segments consistently pull the highest quarter-hour ratings. When Knight talks, people listen. When Knight wrestles, people watch. His money, pure, undeniable money. But here's the problem, Knight got himself over. WWE didn't make LA Knight, LA Knight made LA Knight. And if there's one thing we've learned from 20 years of watching this company, it's that WWE doesn't like when wrestlers get over on their own. They want to control the narrative, control who gets pushed, control every single aspect of every single storyline. So what did they do? They booked him strong, sure, but they never pulled the trigger on the big moment. No world title, No WrestleMania main event. Just an endless cycle of almost but not quite. And now, after stringing him along 4 months, they book him to lose the Royal Rumble, not cleanly to build someone else, but through interference from a mystery person in a mask. That's not creative storytelling. That's sabotage. Question number 2 for the comments. Do you think WWE intentionally holds back wrestlers who get themselves over? Let me know your thoughts. Now let's talk about the Masked Man, because the identity reveal is going to blow your mind, and probably confirm every suspicion you've had about how petty this business can be. Tuesday morning, multiple wrestling journalists broke the story simultaneously. The Masked Man is none other than Jake Sullivan, LA Knight's former tag team partner from his independent days, the guy who Knight allegedly abandoned when he signed his WWE developmental contract back in 2013. But here's the twist that makes this so much worse. Jake Sullivan has been under WWE developmental contract for 8 months. He's been training at the Performance Center, working dark matches, doing everything WWE asked him to do. And during all that time, Triple H and Creative had this storyline planned out. Think about that. WWE signed Knight's real-life former partner, kept him hidden in developmental, and orchestrated this entire revenge angle without ever telling Knight it was coming. They blindsided their own top star with a deeply personal storyline involving someone from his past, and they did it to create organic emotion. The problem? Knight didn't want this story. Multiple sources confirm that when WWE first pitched the idea of bringing in Sullivan 2 months ago, Knight explicitly said no. He didn't want to revisit that part of his career, didn't want to work with Sullivan, and didn't think it was the right direction for his character. WWE did it anyway. They brought Sullivan in, put him under that mask, and set this whole thing in motion, banking on the fact that Knight would be professional enough to go along with it once it was already happening on television. Classic WWE, ask for forgiveness instead of permission, and assume your talent will just fall in line. Except this time, their top guy said no, and he meant it. Here's what we know about the current situation as of today, Wednesday afternoon. LA Knight has not responded to any calls from WWE management. His social media has gone completely dark, not a single post since Sunday night. His close friends in the locker room, including AJ Styles and Kevin Owens, have reportedly tried to reach out, but Knight isn't taking calls from anyone connected to WWE. WWE, meanwhile, is in crisis mode. They are scrambling to rewrite the next 3 months of SmackDown because so many storylines centered around Knight. The Elimination Chamber is in 3 weeks, and Knight was supposed to be in a marquee match. WrestleMania 42 is 10 weeks away, and Knight was tentatively planned for a match with Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship, a match that would have stolen the show. All of that, up in smoke because WWE couldn't respect their talent's boundaries. The locker room reaction has been telling, too. Seth Rollins posted a cryptic tweet on Monday night. Sometimes standing up for yourself is the bravest thing you can do. Respect. Bayley liked the tweet. Sami Zayn liked it. Even Cody Rhodes, who rarely gets involved in backstage drama publicly, shared it without comment. The message is clear, the roster supports Knight. Last question for you guys before we wrap this up. Should LA Knight stay and fight for what he deserves, or is walking out the right move? And where do you want to see him go if he leaves WWE? Drop your answers below. Here's my take, and I'm not holding back. LA Knight has every right to walk out. Every single right. This man gave everything to WWE, his body, his time, his creativity, and they repaid him by using his personal life as storyline fodder without his consent. That's not how you treat your top stars. That's not how you treat human beings. But here's what I hope happens. I hope Knight and WWE can find common ground. Not because WWE deserves it, but because we, the fans, deserve to see LA Knight at WrestleMania. We deserve to see him hold that World Championship. We deserve the moments that WWE has been holding hostage for months. If they can't make that happen, then maybe it's time for Knight to explore his options. AEW would welcome him with open arms. NJPW would build an entire tour around him. Impact would give him creative freedom WWE never would. Whatever happens, one thing is certain, LA Knight isn't backing down, and this story is far from over. Make sure you're subscribed to Wrestling Zone 1 because we're going to be covering every development in this situation as it unfolds. Hit that like button if you support LA Knight, and let me know in the comments whose side you're on, Knight's or WWE's. This is the biggest story in wrestling right now, and we're just getting started. Yeah.